What's up, gamers? It is 4GO, episode 10. I am Glenn Gordon, and I am here all by myself this week. Gary and Pedro and Ben were all unable to make it, which is part of why we're recording on this Tuesday, May 12th, instead of the usual weekend. Nevertheless, here we are. I didn't want to miss the episode, so I am going to run the show all by my lonesome, and I hope that we have a great time. So shout out to Pedro and Ben and Gary. I am going to give them the homework to listen to this, so whatever I discuss today, hopefully we can reference again tomorrow and get their opinions. We don't want just a one-man show here. We want to hear everybody's opinion. We want to hear what everybody thinks. So hopefully they'll be here next week. And for this week, it's just me. So let's go right into this with tweets. I think this might be a shorter episode. I've done this once before with RDGH, which is what we were before. We're 4GO now. So we'll see how this goes. Tweets. I'm looking at our tweets right here. I'm just trying to see what's going on because a couple people had conversations with us. So I'm trying to just figure out where we are in here. Okay, here we go. All right, SNova34Z told us about FlamingToast.com last episode. He showed us his decal for his PlayStation 4 controller. FlamingToast.com, it makes decals for all sorts of devices, including video game controllers. I'm not sure if it does the Xbox One controller. He's just showing me the PS4 controller here. He said he decided to wrap the top of the PS4 as well. And it's a really cool decal. He has Naruto on the big side of the PS4, and then Kratos on the left side, on the smaller side. And it looks absolutely fantastic. These decals are killer. You've got to go check them out. At Toasty Stickers, spelled exactly how it sounds, or FlamingToast.com. Fonz, thank you for sharing this, man. This is cool stuff. I'd like to get a couple of these myself. And I don't know, maybe when my finances are sorted out, I probably will. He also asks if anyone has checked out Ether 1 for the PS4, currently free right now on PlayStation Plus. I have heard a few things about it. I've heard that it looks great. Let me pull it up here. It's on PC as well, by the way. It's not just on PS4. People have been giving it pretty good reviews. I'm seeing 8s and 9s and 5. Well, there's one guy with a 5. There's always one guy. It's not a professional review. It's just a user review. But so far, reviews for the game are great. And it's a first-person adventure game. It's really kind of delves into the human psyche and whatnot, and so it's really cool. It's just an exploration path, an adventure. It's fun. It looks fun anyway. I haven't played it yet, so go check it out. Currently free right now on PlayStation Plus if you have a PlayStation, and it's also available for PC. So go check that out. It's developed by White Paper Games. Just came out last year. Thank you, Fonz, for sharing that with us. I have not played it, but I am going to check it out when I have some time. I'm working a lot right now. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Are there any other tweets here? I do not think there are. Just that for now. So thank you guys for tweeting. If you want to join the conversation, we will read tweets on the podcast, positive or negative. 4G only, at 4G only on Twitter, number 4GONLY. So check that out. We can be a lot of fun. We just need some people talking to us. And so we will be on Twitter. 4GOcast@gmail.com if you'd like to email us otherwise. And let's get into some news, guys. It's been an interesting week. Nintendo, usually we talk about PS4 and Xbox One when we're talking about consoles because that's where the fire has been for this generation. Wii U has been kind of floundering in the background, but that may not have affected Nintendo's attitude. We'll get to that in just a little bit here. Before I delve into Nintendo, though, I would also like to mention another game that's currently out for PS4. Color Guardians looks pretty fun. It was just published on the PlayStation blog earlier today. Color Guardians is out this week for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita, and it looks pretty good. Check it out. It's bright, it's colorful, it's platforming from a developer over in Costa Rica called Fair Play Labs. It's their first game I believe. Let's see. I'm looking here. I believe it said that it's their first game. I might be wrong, but that's where it is. A little studio from Costa Rica. So welcome to the gaming world for Fair Play Labs and to Color Guardians. Check out this game. It actually looks pretty fun. Just check out some trailers. Go to YouTube. It's there. Um, Evolution Studios. We talked about Drive Club quite a bit on RDGH. We said that it was a really fun game, a really beautiful game, and it has had some problems. I mean, goodness, it was delayed, which is fine. Many, many games get delayed nowadays. That's not a big deal. However, one such delay is a pretty big deal, the delay of the PlayStation Plus edition. Drive Club was going to be unique as it launched November 2013, with the PlayStation 4, as it was going to be something that you could get for free if you have PlayStation Plus. There would be a PlayStation Plus version, less complete than the full game, of course, but definitely with all the tracks and all the trimmings that you need, the essentials, basically. And with the delay of Drive Club, well, yeah, that happened too. That got delayed with it. So we haven't seen that yet. And then when Drive Club finally launched, there were a lot of server issues, and for fear of creating even more problems, Evolution Studios and Sony delayed the PlayStation Plus edition indefinitely. So there's that. I don't know what's been going on with that, but we have seen some clues. The PlayStation Plus edition might be coming soon. A new video and a list of cars that will be in the PlayStation Plus edition was finally released. The video, I'm looking at Gear Nuke as I say this. The video's up there. If you want to see it, just search for preview Drive Club PlayStation Plus edition on YouTube, and you will find it. You're going to get some good cars here: the Volkswagen Golf GTI, the Mini Cooper Works GP, Audi A1 Quattro. I'm just going to run through this list quickly here: Bentley GT V8, Mercedes A45 AMG, the Lotus Evora, wow, BMW M3 GTS, Maserati Gran Turismo, Alfa Romeo 4C, the back mono, Audi R8 V10, a personal favorite of mine, the Marussia B2, Pagani Zonda R, the RUF CTR3, and the Koenigsegg Agera R. Those are the cars you're going to get. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 cars for free with the Drive Club PlayStation Plus edition. Gear Nuke speculates that perhaps with this new information, the PlayStation Plus edition of Drive Club will be released at E3 in June, or at least discussed at E3 in June. That's a heck of a delay from November 2013 to June 2015. That's a heck of a delay, especially for something that's free. But nevertheless, we'll be glad to see it. Drive Club is a fantastic game. It's a great racing game. It's beautiful and it's pretty fun. So definitely check out Drive Club. If you've been waiting for this to see if you want to check out Drive Club, hey, now's the chance. I think you're going to like what you see. But back to Evolution, we've been seeing some layoffs over at Evolution, and the nature of these layoffs actually confuses me a little bit. Here's Sony's statement. It says, Evolution Studios will now focus on Drive Club as a service going forward, in particular the important launch of the PlayStation Plus edition. We will be restructuring Evolution Studios to ensure that SCE WWS, which is Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios, and in particular Evolution Studios, are in the best position to achieve these goals. Our first-party development studios are key to our creative strategy, and we're very excited about the future projects being worked on, blah, 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 PR stuff. They also say we will be looking to relocate team members throughout the studios. But unfortunately, some redundancies will be necessary, and in those cases, we will assist staff any way we can. So it seems like, yeah, we're making layoffs, but we're trying not to hang our team members out to dry, which is great. I'm glad to see that, at least for the team members. But then I'm wondering about the purpose of these of this restructuring, so to speak, in particular. I mean, you're trying to focus on Drive Club. You want to do more work on Drive Club. You want to really focus on Drive Club. So you lay people off? You know, I mean, I don't work for them. I don't know what their structure is like. I don't know what they do. But to me, it sounds counterproductive to lay people off if you're trying to make something better. It sounds to me like you might need that manpower. I don't understand how getting rid of people will make for a better Drive Club, a better PlayStation Plus edition. I don't get it. Maybe they can use that money for something. I don't know. But then they're going to go ahead and relocate those team members to other places. You know, so it's not like they're saving money. They're just taking those team members and moving them to other places. Sometimes places where people don't need to be, where they don't need more people. There are going to be redundancies. They're saying redundancies will be necessary. So they're not saving money on this. What is the point of pulling those people off of the Drive Club team and putting them somewhere else? I don't get it. I don't get it. It is Sony. It sounds like that's restructuring. It's not Evolution that's doing the restructuring. I just don't understand. So, but there you have it. Layoffs at Evolution. I don't get what's going on there, but hopefully it all goes smoothly. That's just me. I don't understand how they have things set up there. So, just from the outside looking in, doesn't make a lot of sense. But there you go, Drive Club. Drive Club's troubles continue, so to speak. I say that loosely. No, Drive Club's not in trouble right now. You've seen for yourself probably if you've been looking the all the screenshots that people have been taking. It is a joy to play that game and just look around and see what you're in, and see all the different art, all the different artwork. I'm calling it artwork that people have done, because it's one thing just to take a photo of your car, but then all the different filters and all the different camera angles and everything people do to those screenshots to make them absolutely beautiful. Those are real head turners. So kudos to Drive Club and to Evolution. Drive Club is available now on PlayStation 4, PlayStation Plus Edition. We will see. Let's hop into Nintendo for a little bit. Nintendo, there are two companies over the past year, over the past 12 months, over the past 18 months, that have just had me scratching my head. The first is Ubisoft. That is no secret. Ubisoft has been tripping lately in a special way. Watch Dogs, and goodness, everything they've touched, basically, with the exception maybe of Far Cry 4, has just been, what the heck? What are you doing, Ubisoft? And Nintendo has been showing signs of that exact thing, not including a charger in the new 3DS, for example. The YouTube policy, the YouTube program. I am just curious what is going on with Nintendo. Nevertheless, we are seeing some interesting things. Nintendo and Universal Studios, Universal Parks and Resorts, has just announced, just on the 7th of May, just a few days ago, that they will be teaming up. That's right, Nintendo attractions will be coming to Universal Studios parks. Now, before you start doing your happy dances, it's probably going to be some years before we see anything, before they even break ground. It's probably going to be some years before they break ground on Nintendo's stuff. They've just announced the team up, so they're probably going to be in meetings. They're probably going to be talking to Universal Creative and coming up with these new concepts to develop here. However, if you haven't been to Universal Studios lately and seen Diagon Alley from Harry Potter, and Hogsmeade from Harry Potter, what Universal and Warner Brothers and J.K. Rowling have been doing with Harry Potter in Universal Studios is absolutely astounding. You walk into Diagon Alley, it's like you are in a completely different world. You cannot see any other part of the park, and just the theming is absolutely stellar. It is on a whole other level. Diagon Alley is absolutely beautiful. If you've seen Diagon Alley, if you haven't seen Diagon Alley, you owe it to yourself to go check that out. If you're down in the Orlando area, go check out Diagon Alley, go check out Hogsmeade, great stuff. But that is a testament to exactly what is capable, what is possible here with Nintendo. I am excited to see what exactly comes of this, because it's going to be good. If it's going to be anything like Diagon Alley, and if Universal wants to compete with Disney, Disney's definitely the big strong arm here in Orlando. So if Universal wants to compete with Disney, having Harry Potter on board, having Nintendo on board, those are some good weapons to use against Disney. So I have every faith that Universal is going to just treat this like gold and do it right. That said, putting your faith in a giant company is never always, productive. Things happen, things change, and this is only the beginning, so we never know what's going to happen. Hey, the deal might just flop at some point. I don't know what their contract is. But the point of it is Nintendo is coming to Universal Studios. Universal has theme parks in California, California, Florida, Singapore, and Osaka, Japan. And I think that a new one is coming to China, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I heard something about that. Anyway, this all stems from Nintendo wanting to bring in more money by doing more to license its stuff. We heard a little while back that Nintendo was going to be expanding the use of its intellectual property. And my goodness, we were like, okay, cool, what does that even mean? Now we know. Nintendo Land is coming. So there we go. This is also on top of the fact that Nintendo is making its first profit. This is the first time that Nintendo has actually really made a profit in a while. It's been making revenue. There's a big difference between revenue and profit. Revenue is what you get before you pay the bills. Profit is what you put into your pocket afterward. So it has been in the red for the past 3 years. However, here we go now. We're finally seeing a profit. The operating income is about 24.7 billion yen, which is about $207 million. That's operating income. That's revenue. On sales of 549 billion yen, which is 4.5 billion. So 4.5 billion in sales. Actually, I'm sorry. The income is profit. My bad. So 24.7 billion yen in profit on sales of 549 billion yen in revenue. So that's pretty cool. $4.5 billion in sales, $207 million in profit. Not a huge margin for a company the size of Nintendo, but definitely better, definitely much better. The Wii U was looking up. The new 3DS is selling great. So Nintendo's making money. However, I am very concerned about Nintendo's attitude. I don't know if it was here on the podcast or just at work, we talk about video games a lot there, that someone said, by the third console is usually when that arrogance starts to set in and they start making dumb mistakes. We saw it with Sony in 2006 with after the success of the huge success of the PlayStation 2, their launch of the PlayStation 3. They definitely became really arrogant. They were cocksure that everyone was going to be purchasing a PlayStation 3, be PlayStationing a purchase. Huh? How's that? They were so sure that everyone was going to be, do whatever the heck it took to buy a PS3. Surprise, Xbox had something to say about that. Now, Xbox, with the success of the Xbox 360, turned around with the Xbox One, fed us a whole spoonful of arrogance at E3, and luckily had the time to turn that around before launch. Wii is in a different position. The Wii was very successful. The Wii U, it's been rocky. It's been really rocky. I mean, the first bit of that, oh my goodness, good night. Not too good at all. And, I mean, now it's finally getting some stuff there, and the 3DS is doing well, Nintendo's properties are doing really well. This is the first time that it's made a profit, and I can already sense the arrogance coming from Nintendo. Goodness, the Amiibos. Actually, on the last episode, the final episode of Racial Diversity Gaming Hour, RDGH, what we were before we were 4GO, episode 44 of RDGH, we were talking about Nintendo with the Amiibos. And actually, just take a listen to this real quick. Sales of Amiibo, those little action figures that interact with your Wii U, they're approximately equal to sales of Super Smash Bros. For Wii U so far, while Link, Mario, and Pikachu in that order have been the best-selling Amiibo figures to date.
That is an amazing number to think about. Smash Bros. Sold 710,000 units.
Meaning about 710,000 Amiibo are currently in the wild.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
That's a lot of money. $12 a piece?
Honestly, I didn't think the Amiibo would catch on that well.
I knew they were going to catch on just for collectors. People will buy those just to collect them. Which at this point you should, since Nintendo's discontinuing half of them. So yeah. Good luck finding those.
I'm actually trying to get my friend to sell me his Wii U. If he does, I might get some Amiibo.
Hell yeah. It's amazing.
Well, as Gary said, if there's ones you like, make sure you get them before they're gone.
Which ones are they discontinuing?
They discontinued Marth, the Villager, and the Wii Fit Trainer. Those are discontinued. They're already going for over $100 on Amazon.
Good night. No thank you.
Yeah, and I guess the retail exclusive ones, I think one of them is going to be Meta Knight is going to Best Buy exclusively. One of the Pokemon characters is going exclusively to Toys R Us. And Rosalie is going exclusively to Target. And they're already sold out. Rosalie is already sold out. They're not getting any more shipments of it. And GameStop said that they're only going to take enough units for Shulk, because he's exclusive to GameStop, for pre-orders. They are not going to have any backstock of him at all.
Mm-hmm. So get your Amiibos while they're here. Before they're
It's ridiculous, because Nintendo of Europe said they're going to make sure they keep stock of all of them. But here in North America, they're like, oh, we'll just do this. And Nintendo said it costs too much for the shelf space. That's why they're discontinuing the least selling ones. Which I think is ridiculous, in my opinion.
Right. So we were talking there about the Amiibos, and not just about the Amiibos. I think that was the episode we were also talking about PlayStation, those limited PlayStation 4 consoles that they put out, the gray ones that looked like the PS1, and how someone had bought one for $20,000 or something like that, and Sony was shocked. Sony was surprised, flabbergasted that the community reacted that way, which just I don't even understand. Someone said earlier that Sony, one of the Sony executives, or I don't know about executives, but a Sony employee mentioned being unhappy about the limit as well.
The limit, and he was actually, I think his word, he said he was disgusted by people selling it on eBay for those prices.
Well, what do you freaking expect?
Exactly, that's what I said. If you can predict this, then you suck at your job.
Are you serious? Are they seriously surprised?
They shouldn't be.
Sony are supposedly surprised. Yeah.
Why? I could have told them I told the second I heard that the thing was limited, I went to PSU's chat and I said, you know who's going to buy this? Scalpers. I'm not an executive. I don't study statistics. I am just not stupid.
No. You know what you said, but Glenn, I remember exactly what you said. Somebody will buy it just so they can destroy it on YouTube for 1 million hits.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. And these people are surprised. I don't know. I feel like the rant's building up in me. I feel the rant starting to come out.
No ranting.
I don't know why, but that ticks me off. That really ticks me off. It's like, how do you not see something like that coming? How do you put such a limit on something and then be surprised when people sell it? It's a rare item. Of course they're gonna sell it. I don't know. Sony, why? What are you thinking? Oh my goodness. I don't know if that's arrogance or stupidity, but I digress. Nintendo is basically saying, we messed up. We shouldn't have made that stuff limited. I'm looking at Forbes here. Maybe this is just Forbes' interpretation. Here's what Nintendo said. We appreciate the enthusiasm that our fans continue to show toward Amiibo. Sales have exceeded our expectations. We understand how frustrating it can be at times if consumers are unable to find certain figures, and we apologize for that. Basically, they're saying we're trying to meet the demands. We're trying to increase the amount of Amiibo that we're shipping to retail. Consumer demand might just outpace what we can do, but we're trying to prevent that from happening. They also try to kind of justify it a little or try to explain it. They say, as our library of Amiibo continues to grow, some figures will be easier to find than others. And we're constantly looking for the opportunity to reissue Amiibo and are already making plans to bring back some currently out-of-stock ones. We remain committed to keeping Amiibo affordable and easy to access as a platform to enhance gameplay experiences. Here's what's going on. It's hard to find certain Amiibo, if you haven't discerned that from what Nintendo just said. They have made some Amiibo extremely limited. They produced them for a very short amount of time. As a result, goodness, the price of some Amiibo has skyrocketed. Why? I do not get for the life of me. I just do not understand for the life of me why it is surprising these companies Why is it surprising these big billion-dollar, $1 billion organizations, $204 million is a small profit for Nintendo. Just digest that for a moment. $204 million is a small profit for Nintendo. Why is it that Nintendo cannot foresee that if you limit something, people are going to try to sell it off at a high price? Why? Why is Sony so shocked that if you limit a special, beautiful, limited edition console, a gorgeous console that everyone wants, to like 1,200 units or something stupid like that? Why does it shock you? Why does it shock you that people are going to take that and sell it? If it's something limited and if you can make money off of it, then yes, people are going to sell it. People are just going to sell it. That's how it works. I don't understand why this is such a surprise. Why is this such a surprise for such a big company? A company that has been doing this for decades. Decades. I don't understand. Some analyst, someone over there on their staff needs to have their position reconsidered because they're not making any sense. I could have told you, I don't work for any of them. I could have told you from the beginning, if you limit these like this, people are going to sell them high. People are going to take them, they're going to become collector's items, and collector's items sell high because there just aren't that many of them out in the wild. It's common sense. It's plain common sense, and I just don't get why these companies, Nintendo and Sony, are so surprised. I just don't understand it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, I'm sitting here ranting and raving. Let's get back to work here. Basically, some of the amiibos, Nintendo's fourth wave of new amiibos. Forbes, I like how Forbes put it. It essentially broke all of GameStop. The Oh my goodness. Yeah. The pre-orders shut down GameStop's website. Some in-store point of sale systems, cash registers, stopped working. That was just this past April. And oh my goodness, poor GameStop. I just don't. If you did this, if you limited some figures and you made them into collector's editions and you broke GameStop and all of this stuff happened, you know, fine, fine. But the fact that you didn't intend to do it, oh, we didn't know this was going to happen, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. However, all of this is a testament to the fact that Nintendo is currently sitting on some of the most valuable IPs in gaming. Some of the, goodness, Mario, Zelda, there is huge nostalgia attached to those. I do wonder, though, why. Because, to be honest, the group of people, the demographic that is making this work for Nintendo right now is the people who grew up in the 90s, the people who have nostalgia for those games, the young adult gamers, the millennials who played Nintendo and Zelda and Donkey Kong growing up and are enjoying the new evolutions of those games. I think that's probably one of Nintendo's biggest audiences. I would be curious to see how the new generation of human beings, the children, relate to Nintendo. Right now, it seems, goodness, I saw a video recently where where kids were reacting to the original Game Boy. And all they had to, one of the kids was like, I feel sad for the people in the past, This is all they had. They just had this little Game Boy. I have my iPod Touch, That was essentially the message from all of them, or from at least all the ones that they showed. I don't know how many they actually interviewed. I wonder, this is probably the generation that mobile devices will affect most, because most of them probably don't have a Nintendo 3DS. I went to MegaCon a few weeks back. We were in line to, we had some voice actors, Troy Baker, Rob Paulson, all of them. They were going to do something called Twisted Tunes, where they read the script from Back to the Future as the different characters they've played in their careers. Yes, Troy Baker. I actually got to meet Troy Baker just for maybe 45 seconds. I took a picture with him. I met Troy Baker. Best moment of 2015 for me so far, and 2014. I love that guy. But, we sat there in line and everybody in there pulled out a Nintendo 3DS. There was not a single PlayStation Vita. Everyone pulled out 3DSs, and there were like 103 3DSs in that very room, and it just amused me. But all of the people in there were young adults. There were no kids. There were no kids. No young children. They were all about my age. I'm 25 years old. They were all about my age, maybe a little older, maybe older. So I have to wonder with this new generation, how is Nintendo relating to this new generation? Is the nostalgia, is the driving force behind the popularity of their properties going to last into the future? Or is this new generation going to care? You know, when we're gone, when this generation, the millennials, when us millennials, as people like to call us, when we're no longer in gaming, when our attention's turned elsewhere, how are these kids, when they are in our shoes, when they are 25, are they going to care as much about Nintendo? That's something that I wonder. That's something that I wonder, and I'd be interested in what you think if you want to tweet us at 4G only, number 4GONLY. Do you think that the new generation of people, when they are our age, are they going to care about Nintendo? Will Nintendo still have the audience that it's enjoying right now? Um, so that's going on there. Amiibos, I don't know what what Nintendo's going to do with the Amiibos. They're trying to race behind the problem that they have created, which is that a lot of the Amiibos that people want are just not available. You cannot find them, and the fact that these Amiibos are things that impact video games. Because they're not just figurines. You can put them on the Wii U gamepad or the new 3DS, and they will do stuff in the game. So, I mean, that makes it more important. That makes it even more important to gamers to have them, to have certain ones that they're looking for. And Nintendo has created this big problem where so many of them are just impossible to find because they're so rare. They were very limited, and if Nintendo was truly shocked, was just truly did not foresee that this would happen, then someone at Nintendo and someone at Sony need to find the unemployment line because that is just a mind blowing situation. I don't get it. But there's that. So, I mean, congrats to Nintendo for making its first profit. Congrats to Nintendo and Universal Studios for the new partnership. I am thrilled to see what happens. I live here in Orlando. I am definitely going to be there on day. Well, no, I'm not going to be there on day one. If you were there at day one for the Harry Potter, when they first opened Hogsmeade over in Islands of Adventure, if you were there for that, I am sorry. I am very sorry. People waited 8 hours in line not to get into the rides there, not to get into the area, to get into the park. People waited hours. So I will not be at Nintendo's day one presentation or at Universal Studios in any capacity. I will not be there. No, thank you. I will wait. So we'll see how that goes. Oh my goodness. Nintendo, Nintendo, Nintendo. I still don't have a Wii U. I would like one, actually. I love Super Smash Brothers, and I'd really like a Wii U. Pedro said ukulele. When ukulele comes out, he wants it on Wii U, and actually, I think that would be awesome. I think that would be a great Wii U game to have. However, I don't have a Wii U, and I don't know when I will be getting one, so I'll probably just have it on my PlayStation 4 or my Xbox, or I might get it on my Mac. Who knows? Um, so there. Oh, speaking of ukulele, let's go to ukulele for just a second. Ukulele has been just selling like wildfire. I do not understand. It's just amazing how great this project has been doing on Kickstarter. Um, so the project is fully backed, just so you know, and then some. I pulled up an email that they sent me because I actually backed it myself. They sent me this in an email. The original goal was $270,000 and 41. $270,041. They go by British pounds, and Kickstarter is showing me dollars. So there's that. That's why my numbers are so weird. But $270,000. And now they are currently at $2.3 million, almost $2.4 million. And it's just growing and growing. There are still 35 days left. I have every confidence that they are going to just keep going and going and going and going. Anyway, here's the new email they sent me. They are creating a new stretch goal. There was a 1.5 million British pound stretch goal that they added. They added when they saw that things were going nuts. And that is, they will have orchestral music. They will have music provided by a professional, amazing orchestra at the $1.5 million stretch goal, which has recently been passed. And so now there is a new stretch goal. And you can tell now that Platonic Games is just grasping for things to do. They are just not sure what they're going to do with these stretch goals anymore. Now they're just saying, hey, we'll just give you stuff. We have what we need. We don't know what else to do. We'll just give you stuff. So the new stretch goal, £2 million. They will give you free DLC. If you're a backer. If you're a backer, if you backed the project, and they pass the £2 million stretch goal, then the DLC that comes out will be free to you. But you have to be a backer. Of course, the DLC is going to be created when and only when, this is a quote, when and only when we've finished and released the final game. Then we will proceed to make some additional content. Hey, video game developers, this is how you do it. I'm talking to you, Turtle Rock, and you, 2K, you who created Evolve, you who created Mortal Kombat. This is how you make DLC. Read my lips. I'm going to talk nice and slow so you understand me. This is how you make DLC. You finish the game, you release it, and then you make more game. That's how you make DLC. Goodness. Okay. All right. That's out of my system. Actually, Sucker Punch, I think, was my favorite. Because they released Infamous Second Son for the PS4. And then they took one of the plot lines, one of the characters in Second Son, and they made a new game. Not just add-on for Infamous Second Son, a new small game that focuses just on that character and expands the story even more. That is how you do it. That was awesome. But if you don't want to go the extra mile, or if you can't, this is how you do it. This is how you make DLC. Make the game, then make more content. Do not make the game and then cut content out and sell it separately. That is stupid. Okay? Make the game, then make more content. Do the work. Make the game, and then do the work to earn our money. Don't just make the game and then cut parts out of it and exploit us. That is stupid. I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know what's going to happen to the world of DLC. But I'm not sure if I'm not sure if gamers are going to let it continue like this. I think something's going to have to come to a head because it's unacceptable to gamers. It's bad PR for the companies. They are going to have to find their way, and I hope Turtle Rock and I hope all these developers, they just learn their lesson very quickly. Xbox gamers, the new system update for the month is out or is about to be out, depending on how you look at it. The new system update will allow you to control the power of your Xbox One from the Smart Glass app. Let me first talk about the Smart Glass app. I love PlayStation. Let me say that first. I love PlayStation. I have been with PlayStation. I've said this before. Early in gaming, Nintendo. I've had my Game Boy, that's great. I had an N64 that I got secondhand. I played on my neighbor's PS1, and that was fun. But then I went and I bought myself a PS2. I bought myself a PS3. I bought myself a PS4. I bought myself a PSP that I eventually sold for some reason. I have a PS Vita, and I still have all of those systems except for the... No. I have everything. I never owned a PS1. I just played on my neighbors. So all my PlayStation systems, I've owned them. I've been with PlayStation for a long time, and I love PlayStation. I love Xbox as well. I'm on my first Xbox. The Xbox One is my first. Let me say that the Smart Glass app kicks PlayStation 4's app out of the water and into the sky until they make a little ding sound just like Team Rocket. Okay? Smart Glass is a fantastic companion to the Xbox One. PlayStation's app needs some work in comparison. That said, Smart Glass has been out longer, so you never know. Um, but with Smart Glass now, you can actually control the power of the Xbox One. You can go into Smart Glass, and I guess now you can connect without turning the Xbox One on first. So that will be new. Usually you have to turn the Xbox One on before you do anything with Smart Glass with it. And now all you have to do is select your console and hit power on, and it'll turn on from your phone. I guess that's great for if you do not have Kinect, or if you are in a place where you don't want to say Xbox One pretty loud. So, um, I mean, there you go. That works. Not that stellar a feature. I mean, Xbox's updates have really been focusing on features and not stability. PlayStation's been doing the other thing. Most of their updates have been about stability, and they save the feature updates for one big long update. And you know, some people like that, and some people don't. I mean, they did differently. They did what Xbox is doing with the PS3, and people were like, "Oh, maybe you should just do one update, one big update once in a blue moon." Well, now they're doing that, and people are like, "Oh, well, maybe you should do the many updates." So you know, you can't please everyone. You can't please anyone. People are so finicky. But I mean, that's what's going on. So there's that. Actually, I think there's an update coming out for PlayStation 2. Or PlayStation also, I should say. Yeah, there is. There's going to be maintenance pretty soon here. Let me get the date for you. There will be maintenance on Monday, May 11th. So yesterday. There was maintenance yesterday. Look at me, I'm all over the place here. These solo episodes, man. Monday, May 11th, there was maintenance, and all it did was it brought, quote, let's just say what they said, bringing deeper PayPal integration and more payment options onto the PlayStation Store. Okay, so I guess they're improving their payment systems. They did recently make it so that if you have a sub account, you can change that to a master account. That is a long awaited feature. Let me tell you, a very popular, very long awaited feature. People have been begging for that for forever because it was not previously possible to change from a sub account to a master account. It just wasn't possible. And why is beyond me. Why not? You know, obviously, you know, someone who is underage and needs a sub account is not going to be underage forever. Obviously, when they become of age, they're not going to need a sub account anymore. I don't know why Sony didn't foresee that, and I don't know why it was so hard, no, I can guess why it was so hard or it took so long, because it probably took a lot of restructuring, but I don't know why it wasn't a focus, because, you know, you screwed a lot of people out of the full PlayStation experience, that really wanted to get into it for a long time. But there you have it. So new payment options. They weren't very specific about what the options were, about what changed. They just said deeper PayPal integration and more payment options. So I guess when you experience them, you will experience them. I haven't bought anything from PlayStation Store directly. I still like physical games. If there's a good deal on a store, I'll buy it. I bought Dragon Age Inquisition off the Xbox Store. And Ori and the Blind Forest, I don't think that was physical at all, so there you go. But most of my PlayStation games are physical. Most of my games are physical disc copies. Um, let's move on, guys. I think I'm going to make this the last thing I talk about. This will be a shorter episode, especially since it's just me. I guess if I foresee it in the future that I'm going to be by myself, I'll look for more topics because I breezed right through these things. The Witcher 3. Everyone is just dying to get their hands on The Witcher 3. They have been for a long time. It is an absolutely gorgeous game, and people have been raving about it so far. It's not out just yet. I believe it comes out on May 19th. If you are a WWE fan, then that date might have some significance to you. But May 19th, The Witcher 3 releases on basically, let's see, PS3, no, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, I believe. I don't know if it's on any I don't know if it's on Wii U. Probably not. I seriously doubt it. But there you go. IGN has given the game a 9.3 in its review. GameSpot has given it a perfect 10 and said, quote, "The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is one of the best games ever made." Wow, that is high, high, high praise. IGN did have this to say. There is a caveat. The technical performance on the PS4 version I played for review, not me, the reviewer, 30 frames per second was sometimes too much to ask. Transitions between The Witcher 3's two main maps are just a bit too long, and minor glitches do pop up from time to time. None of it ever impacted gameplay in any meaningful way, though it did compromise the beauty of the experience ever so slightly. And let me just say, emphasis on ever so slightly, something like that. Yeah, you might notice it, but it's not going to kill your game. It's not going to be that big a deal. However, of course, this is the gaming world on the internet, and so people are going to make a huge freaking deal of it. A lot of articles, a lot of everything has come out saying, oh my goodness, the PS4 version's got problems. Let me say that the reviewer played this on the PlayStation 4 version. It doesn't sound like he played the Xbox version. Why would he play it twice on each console? It's the same freaking game. So he played the PS4 version. It does not sound like he played the Xbox version. So it is entirely possible that what's going on in the PS4 version is also present on the Xbox One version. But because it was published in the article, the PS4 version, not just, hey, the PS4 version I played for review, as the writer wrote, but it says PS4 version, and then it says, oh, there were some issues. There were technical problems. Oh my goodness, the PS4 version's not going to have... Oh my goodness. Gamers, chill. Chill. It's going to be okay. The sun will rise tomorrow. You will survive. The world is not going to fall apart. We are not all going to explode into an array of atoms. We are going to live, and we are going to survive to game tomorrow. Okay? It will be okay. I promise. People are going all over the place and slamming this console and slamming that console. It just ticks me off. I have not read any comments on games in a long time, and I am a much, much happier person for it because it is just a circus full of children. Children that are just aching for one console to do better. They are desperate for one console to do better than the other. And not only that, they are desperate for the other console to die, which is an absolutely stupid notion. It is dumb. Dumb. Because let me tell you something. If there is no competition in this industry, then you are going to get screwed. Just bend over right now. If you want these consoles, if you want any of these consoles to die, just bend over right now. You are asking for it. Because you are going to get screwed to high heaven. Let me tell you something. If it were not for PlayStation, and we were all still console gamers, we would still be playing on Xbox Ones. We would all be playing on Xbox Ones that are locked to the internet, that are full of DRM, okay? Or, we wouldn't even have gotten that far. We would be on PlayStation 3s that we all paid $600 for. It's competition that makes this industry work. It's competition that makes games for gamers that they actually want to play. It's competition that makes the systems work for gamers in a way that is good for them. It's competition. If they did not have the competition, it would be a different world. It would be a different world of gaming if there was no competition. But no, and all anyone can do, PlayStation sucks. Everyone's going to go over to Xbox because PlayStation sucks. Or Xbox is terrible, Xbox is going to die. No one takes Xbox seriously. Let it go. Let it go. You will be a much happier person. You will be such a happier person if you just let all that foolishness go and play your games. If you can, having both consoles is the way to go. I have a PlayStation 4 and I have an Xbox One. And let me tell you something, it opens up a whole world of gaming. You feel free, and yes, there are dilemmas. Which console do I get it on? Where do I have more friends? That is a much nicer dilemma to face than sitting here arguing with people and saying this nonsense. People write essays online. People write all these big old things. They are desperate. They are serious to change someone's opinion. They are so desperate to get, everyone to believe that the console that they chose is the best one. Who cares? These consoles are more similar now than they have been on in any generation in the past. And let me tell you something, there aren't a whole lot of differences with them. I mean, the biggest differences you're going to find are going to be the games. And, the games are, for the most part, you're getting multiple platformers. Most of the games that are out on one console are also out on the other console. So I don't know why everyone's fighting. I do not get this whole fanboy thing that everyone's going after. It's just stupid. It's stupid. Yes, you should have preferences. You're a human being, you know? It's good to have a preference. It's healthy. But when you take it to that level, you're entering insanity is what you're doing. You could be spending more time doing something completely different and completely more worthwhile, and instead you're blowing it on this. Why? Why? What good does it do you? What have you gained? What have you gained? Nothing. I'll tell you what you've gained. Nothing. All you've gained is a headache. All you've done is get yourself worked up over something stupid with some stranger on the internet that you're never going to meet in real life. Congratulations. You know? I don't understand. That's why I say we're for gamers only. We're not for the fanboy people, because we talk about all sorts of games. We talk about all consoles. We criticize them. We praise them. All of them. It's not all about, oh, PlayStation's the best. Oh, Xbox is better. Oh, Nintendo's awesome. Oh, PC, you've got to go PC. No, we're gamers. So don't worry about the systems. Just play the games. That's the whole point of being a gamer. Okay? So, with that, guys, I am going to wrap up this episode 10 of 4 Gamers Only, starring me, myself, and I. I am going to try and get the others to listen to this so that we can have some comments next week. I would also love to hear your comments for this week. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I've actually had fun doing this. I've been talking a lot. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I just love the sound of my own voice. I don't know what that says about me. But there we go. I appreciate you guys listening in. Where do I go from here? I mean, usually we do the contact information, and I guess I can do that. I don't need the others to do that. Guys, if you want to contact us at 4G only on Twitter, at number 4 letter G ONLY, send us tweets. Like I said, I want to hear what you have to say about all this stuff. Share us with your friends, guys. We would love to get more listeners on board. If you would like to donate to us, if you'd like to support the show, we need it. Let me tell you, we are paying for this out of pocket. Guys, a quick $25 a month is all we need to be completely self-sufficient. If you want to pledge part of that, you can. We have a Patreon. We are doing stretch goals, and we are doing all of that stuff on Patreon. So if you would like to Patreon, what Patreon is basically, it's not like Kickstarter, where Kickstarter is, hey, I have a big project that needs a lot of funding, and we're just going to take all that funding and get it all at once. No, it's just for people who like something and want to send a few bucks their way to support it. Over time, it's for ongoing projects like us. So, anything from, $1 per episode to $1 million per episode. We do 4 episodes a month. So, $4 a month would be awesome if you wanted to do that. $4 for 4GO. There you go. So you could do $1 per episode, $1 per week if you wanted to, and that would support us immensely. We want to get the show on SoundCloud, which is going to cost us another $15 a month. We want to save up for some new audio equipment. I don't know if you can tell, but my microphone isn't that great. I'm just using the standard Xbox headset thing right now. I want to get some better audio equipment. Nothing flashy, just maybe like a Yeti or something, just something that sounds really good so that we have good audio quality and we can stay on Stitcher, because we're on Stitcher and one of the requirements is good audio quality. So we just have some goals that we want to meet to make the show better. We want to make the show more worthwhile for you guys to listen to. So if you could support us, we'd appreciate it. Patreon.com/4GO, Patreon.com/4GO. Or if you want to just do a single donation, we have PayPal, 4GOcast@gmail.com. By the way, with Patreon, you can cancel anytime. You're not roped into anything. If you just want to do $1 once, just pledge $1 and then cancel. Just don't subscribe. That's all it is. It's subscription crowdfunding is what it is. So there's my spiel about begging for money. We are available on iTunes. We are available on Stitcher. Hopefully soon we will be available on SoundCloud. Let's see where that goes. I would love to get on SoundCloud. I love SoundCloud. Everyone loves SoundCloud. SoundCloud's amazing. So just follow us where you see us, subscribe, and send us reviews. We love getting reviews. We love hearing what you guys think about us. So give us a review. If we don't see it, just send us a link to it on Twitter or by email, and we will read your review on the show, whether it's positive or negative. It doesn't matter. So just send us that, and we will be very happy. Guys, our intro this week is from Legend of Zelda. We've gone ahead and we've gone full Nintendo on this, so we've been, since we've been talking about, or since I should say, since I've been talking about Nintendo, I went ahead and I found some Nintendo music from Overclocked Remix. The first one, the intro, is called The Seven Wise Men Shot First. You're hearing it in the background right now. It's from Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and it was done by Joey Grady. I think it's his first submission to OC Remix. The best way to describe this is in the comments. On that page on OC Remix, the comment was, "This is really going to reward the careful listener. It might not immediately grab the attention of the casual dropping, but if you focus on the way the piece is constructed, you will get rewarded in all kinds of ways. It's like a Zelda treasure box that has way more in it than you guessed. I enjoy this piece." And I do enjoy this piece. It is a wonderful piece of music. Check it out on OC Remix. The outro is called... the outro is called Bros with Dicks, D-I-X. It's short for Dixieland, and I think it was a mistake for Nace, who also goes by Joshu Skoronik. I know I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. I think it was a mistake for him to name it that way, but there you have it. I didn't name it, so there you go. It's an ensemble of different music from Super Mario Brothers, and I think a couple pieces from Super Mario Land, if the comments are to be believed. Just listen to this, despite the name. Oh, goodness. I don't know why you did that, Nace. I think that was a mistake. But now everyone's talking about the name instead of the music. But if you listen to this, just listen to it and just try and pick out all the different pieces of Mario music. See what you can recognize in there. We're going to play the whole thing for you. It's going to be a fun listen. I love the song. I love the way it's put together. I love how everything just flows smoothly from one piece to the next. You are going to enjoy this music. So stay tuned for that at the end of the show. If you would love to hear some more amazing video game remixes, Overclocked Remix is absolutely full of them. They have thousands. They have a whole torrent file of like 3,000 remixes that you can download for free. So all of this, if you want to hear these, many more amazing video game remixes in full for free, head straight to ocremix.org, ocremix.org. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, gamers of all ages, we are done with episode 10 of 4GO. Tune in next week for episode 11. Whether I am alone or not, episode 11 will be on the air. In the meantime, gamers, stay safe, game hard, and lots of love from Forlorn Glen only.